Hi, welcome to Samatva Yoga. My name is Jamie, and I am what they call the owner around here, but I'm just another one of the teachers that love to share yoga. Whether this is your very first class at the studio or if you are coming back after some time away, this video is going to give you everything that you need to know about getting started with confidence and where we suggest that you begin. Yoga doesn't really begin on a yoga mat, okay? It begins the moment that we remember that we're here to find balance. And sometimes this means asking for just a little bit of support to get there, even when we think we should already have it figured out. And that's what the studio and these videos that you might run across are for. When you come to this space, you plan on arriving 10 to 15 minutes before class. So when you check in at the front desk when you arrive, you need to have your barcode from either the MindBody app or your key card to be scanned in. Key cards are replaceable at a fee, and mat rentals are $2, okay, if you need a mat. When you need to get the app, you are just going to simply go over and you're going to search Samatva in the App Store. Log in with the exact same email that you used to sign up so that you don't actually accidentally create a duplicate profile. And then from there, booking classes will literally take seconds. So get your stuff purchased and then go and download the app. There's a little bit of purchasing issues because of live streams, so I don't want you to get stuck there. Do your stuff through the website, get your MindBody profile all set up, and then go and download the app. The studio is open 7 days a week. All right. There are classes that start at 6 a.m. and they run all the way until the last start time right now on our schedule is 8:30 p.m. So we're typically closed as well for holidays, but we run classes 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, noon, 1 o'clock, sometimes 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6:30, 7, 8:30. There's tons. But schedules can shift around a little. Seasonally, sometimes it might be weather, if we're outdoor. There's lots of reasons why we may shift a schedule, but it doesn't happen very often. You can always check the app for the most current up-to-date schedule, and know that we will reach out if there's ever anything that shifted that you are currently booked for. If you are joining us via live stream, I want you to log in about 15 minutes early for your first time. Okay, your link comes in an email from MindBody, but it will be short formed as MBO. So check your spam folder and it is going to come immediately 30 minutes before your class begins. It's going to work a lot like Zoom. Okay, you can join it from your browser, or the first time you go through, it'll prompt you to download MindBody Live app. You can choose to do that. If you're planning on doing that, I would probably do it. It's quicker. And then make sure that you allow your camera and your mic to have permissions. You still go into the class muted and your camera is off by default, but it means that when you need to, you can turn it on at any time. And then you can connect with us. If you don't, you have to go way into the back end of your computer to fix that, okay? At home, have your props ready. We will use bolsters and blocks. In studio, sometimes a strap. You could insert all of those things with real props if you want to invest in it, but you could also just grab some cushions. You can grab some books. Blankets are wonderful. Eye bags are awesome. House robe belt ties amazingly, or a tie, if you will, for a strap. Okay, so they all work just as well. And then please book confidently. I know that sometimes when you reserve a spot, things happen, but we are still expecting you. So if your plans change, please cancel your reservation directly in the same way that you booked it, whether it's in the app or on the desktop version. And you must cancel 6 hours before the class starts so that there is no issue as far as considered late. Canceling within 6 hours, there is a late cancellation fee of $8, or it will use your class pass if you are a pass card holder. No shows, same deal, except you are charged $20. It's the cost of a single drop-in. And that is the same for class card holders. It just uses your pass, okay? We understand that life happens. This isn't to penalize you. We do give you one automatic grace. The first late cancel or no-show every 6 months is automatically waived. These are only waived for the fees, not the class cards. Okay, so if the class is full, you want to join a wait list. As the spots open, you move through the wait list in order. So you get to go into your class when it's your turn, and the app will tell you what number you are. You can be moved off of a wait list into class 30 minutes before class starts. Not 29 minutes, not 25. We will not push you in then. But 30 or more minutes, you need to be prepared to get a text that says you're in. So here's the key part. Once you've been moved in, you're booked, and it is the same reservation policy as it would be if you went and just clicked, I want to go. If you join a wait list, then it means that you're genuinely planning on attending, and we are happy to hold the next spot for you in that sense. And if your plans change, you just have to remove yourself. That is always free, okay? Waitlist cancellations, you can do that as much as you want, but because we don't offer walk-ins, this way we know how many people to expect, and we fill our rooms entirely in advance. So every single class needs to be booked, even if it's just minutes before you arrive. So if you want to avoid all of that stuff, you could pull into the driveway, you could book your class from the driveway, and you could then, I say driveway, parking lot, and then you could scan yourself in. But when you walk through the front door, you need to have a reservation. If you do that, just be prepared that the class might be full and you won't be able to get into class. One more thing before we kind of talk about how you would start. Our studio is an interdisciplinary studio, which means we don't believe, well, I'll say but I feel like it's a general consensus with our staff. Don't feel like that there is one way to practice. And finding your way is the right practice for your body. All right. And that's right now. It's not a body that you had 5 years ago. It's not someone else's body either. So the body you show up in is the exact perfect one. And that's our stepping stone and starting place. And if you've never been to the studio before, we would maybe just suggest a couple of different styled classes. I would stick with the room temperature. I'm pointing here because it's literally like right there. But before you get all heated up, right? Think about being hot and bothered. You don't want that until you have some foundation. So good options in the room temperature class are classes called Peace or Wake Up. Both are considered sort of more well-rounded or gentle on the spectrum of intensity, and they should be pretty accessible for many bodies, okay? Less going up and down in Peace, more maybe up and down in Wake Up. Wake Up's more all the orientations of the spine. And then you might also want to try yin yoga. Though fair warning, it can feel really slow because we do long holds in that one. And it's deeply stretchable, but it's also working on joint space and fascia, which is a little bit different than some of the muscle stuff that we typically focus on in some of the other stretches that are more active. It's a wonderful meditative feel-good stretching practice, but it is definitely lower and slower. So know that going in, okay? And if you would like to ease your way into the hot room, right? Our recommendation is starting with the class called Serenity Flow. It is essentially the Peace Yoga class in our hot room. So it gives you that grounding, slower introduction, but you get some of the heat. All of our teachers are going to have their own unique jive. Some of us are going to be more philosophical, some are going to be more athletic, and that is what is uniquely interesting about being interdisciplinary, is you're going to find who you resonate with, and they're going to speak your language like it's speaking to your heart, okay? So keep looking, and that's one of the reasons why we have introductory offers for you to feel your way around this space. They're going to be there to help hold your practice, to help hold your space, but you, my dear, are the teacher. You get to learn from your own direct experience when you are on your yoga mat. We are simply there to guide you and to offer you into different things that you could pay attention to. And you get to see and learn and understand and then help figure out how your body wants to respond to it. Right? And at what point you are ready to move on to something next. So there's more than one way to begin here, and picking the right one just depends on where you are right now. You could do a single drop-in. You could get a class pass, like a group of 10 classes. Those are great for trying just kind of us out, coming occasionally with very little commitment. Beginner's Foundation Series. Wonderful spot to work. 4-week series that you can take if you're new to yoga or if you just want to build your fundamentals. You come once a week for 4 weeks. It's consistent. It blocks it off. You've got some great opportunities to add some unlimited options there as well. Then there's obviously the trial membership. This is our Infinity membership, which is what most of our students at the studio are on in some capacity or another. And it is everything that you might want to keep your yoga practice in a regular rhythm, which means it's unlimited and you get a sign-up rate that is yours until you choose to cancel it. There are some additional pricing options that will shift. We have a wellness plan, which is discounted for some students and some seniors, some medical professionals, educators, military first responders, the community care workers, and then we have some company programs or partnerships in there. These are important aspects of keeping our community safe and functioning and educated and healthy. And so I think that this needs to be rewarded. And maybe if you are prepared to take on your own wellness in the same way that you provide help for other people, we're here to support that as well. And occasionally we also run promotions, okay? So you might get something like a free week pop-up. You might get a discount on a class card over Christmas time. You might get a whopping seasonal pass. There's all sorts of different things that will show up on our pricing page. So what is currently running, you can check that out too. Each of these sort of sections are going to have their own little video so that you can see all of the details. And this one is just the basics sorted. It is the longest of them all, but answers most of the questions that I typically get, either via phone or via email. Please make note, I don't know if I said it, you cannot cancel your bookings by calling the studio or sending an email. It has to be done in the app because of the cancellation policy. It has to be done in real time, okay? Then 10 to 15 minutes is all we ask for you to come early. You can ask your questions then. Please don't be afraid to talk to your teacher. Anything that you have been wondering about getting into your yoga practice, we're just glad you're here, okay? So the more people practicing yoga, our mission is accomplished and we get to share what we love. So thank you for putting your trust in Samatva in the studio. We are 20 years old this year. So it's a big stepping stone. It's a big milestone for us. And we're extremely happy to help you adventure into your yoga world. Namaste.